Hello and welcome to episode 14 of Salt Face on the Sea. There are so many of these. Oh my god. Okay, really quick, what we need to do today, or the stuff that I have written down on my notes are, Nuncio. If we want to explore further in Nuncio, I need to get 5 foxfire candles and a flare. I believe right now my hold is full, so there's not like I can't do that. Similarly, the sigil ridden navigator wants us to go to the Chapel of Lights with 2 live specimens. The Clattery Air wants a live specimen. The Nakerus Outcast wants to go to Port Cecil. The tomb-colonists need to go to Venderbite. The Venturer's desire is for us to get Zoop in Palmerston. I'm not doing Spider Silk because he wants 21 of those, which is too many for the amount of hold that I have. And the Admiralty wants us to go to Wither. So I'm I think I'm just gonna go. I've been thinking about like doing a short trip to Venderbite and back to drop off the tomb-colonists, then get more shit and go on a long trip. But I think I'm just gonna go. Cause like I only have like 10 tomb-colonists now, which is like 3 of them died, I think. Which is not like that many. Also, I looked into this more, and the only thing that the glim lamps or the different lights do is give you different stats. They have no bonus other than stats, which I don't think is too bad. Like, I would kind of like to not fuck up my veils, but like overall it gives me +2 total statness, which I don't mind too much. Like, my veils is high enough that I'm not really struggling with being seen a bunch. So yeah, with that, real quick, I guess, so my intention is to go, Venderbite, Wither, then maybe, like, I might do, like, this and see how long that takes. Venderbite, Wither, Frostfound, Salt Lions. Um, but I do want to get to Port Cecil. Why the fuck do I keep saying it like that? Anyways, Venderbite, Wither for sure, and then I will think more. Um, let's get going. Immediately lose 1 sustenance supplies because it's like that. Sorry, I got Lyme disease last year, and like half of my face is like partially paralyzed and it twitches a lot, and my eye is twitching really bad today. So if you hear me making uncomfortable or annoyed noises in this episode or the next episode, that's probably what's going on. I've read the Hunter's Keep thing a lot of times. I'm not going to read it again. I just want the little bit of money that I get from that port report. Dust, echoes, even a sepia tint to the air. These are the waters around the tomb colonies. And a pirate ship, which we will fight. I love having more powerful weapons. Lean pickings. We get a cache of curiosities. 3 supplies. check out the Vengeance of Jonah. I don't really need to decrease my terror. Okay. The tomb colony of Venderbite. On deck, you can hear the sound that 1,000 bandaged dead make as they shuffle and cough. It's something like the world's most restless concert audience or the world's most plague-ridden cathedral. Our first thing to do is the end of the tour, what remains. The operator hails you warily. Is this all? What happened to the rest of them? At last, the operator ticks the remaining colonists off on her list. Well, close enough, I suppose. Here's your fee, and they seem cheerful enough. Perhaps we won't lose all of them to the moths or to the sanatoria. She leans in. Her breath is scented with mushroom wine. Venderbite is worse than you know, and now you know it. We got 1,000 echoes for that. Hell yeah. Oh, I still don't know if it was worth it, but it was, something. Let's explore Venderbite. Here, they favor candlelight over gaslight. The shadows are swagged like cobwebs. The tomb colonists stand still enough to be mistaken for sculpture until they laugh or cough. One building in 3 seems abandoned. The Lamplighters Arcade. Here, they sell copper jewelry, grimacing little faces and squat rectilinear figures. A tradition from before London, they claim. You part with a few small coins for a cheery-looking thing with an expression like a tipsy bat. Perhaps it'll bring you good dreams. We've lost 1 terror, and that's it. Let's grab our port report. Who's plotting what out in the tomb colonies? Along the coast of the Untersee, it's remarkably hard to die. The decrepit and nearly dead who leave London become tomb colonists and settle here in bandaged peace. But they don't give up their ties to home or their politics. You gather a haul of complex clues, enough to keep your contacts in London interested. I think that's all that I want to do here. Yeah, that's it. Okay. North to Wither. Oh, recurring nightmare. Watched. Same nightmare as it has been. What's my nightmare strength? I have 7 nightmare strength. I was considering doing a short run. I'm gonna try this. This is probably going to go bad for me, but I'm going to try it. Confront the nightmare. The water around you is steaming, boiling. The eye rises. Here it comes. Here you go. Oh, that was way too excited for the, it's not the first sunny day. It's the first day that I'm wearing shorts, and I'm very, this year that it's warm enough. I'm very, high energy today. Let me try that again, more like my typical narration style. Confront the nightmare. The water around you is steaming, boiling. The eye rises. Here it comes. Here you go. If you fail, the nightmare will grow even stronger, and you will suffer considerable terror. We only have a 22% chance of succeeding at this, but I want to see what happens. We did it! Fuck yeah! Something above. You dive cleanly into the water. It is scalding hot. Your skin peels away like old paper. Beneath you, the eye rises. Your descent will take you directly into its dark, impossible pupil. Your lungs are bursting. You will wake, die, or both. The eye opens all the way, and in its glistening center, you see the reflection of the god that lives in the roof, a lost, lorn, angry thing of lightnings, a lone exile. You wake. You have passed through the nightmare and out the other side. We've succeeded. We have 1 secret. We don't have a nightmare strength or a recurring nightmare. Oh, hell yeah. I don't think I've ever actually confronted a nightmare and succeeded before. Awesome. I feel very cool. Okay, and we got a secret for that, so let's spend it really quick. What are my stats at? Okay, let's get that veils up, because it is being reduced by my light. which is you, right? Yes. Ha. Maybe we'll get a different nightmare next time, too. Hey there, creature I don't want to fight. Boreal Reach. Is this snow? Touch it and it puffs into vapor. Your crew huddles close to the warmth of pipe and funnel. Another one of them. Alright. Wither. I'll read the whole thing. Wither. Behind the great arch over the bay, the pale wastes stretch, white and silent as the face of the moon. From here, you might almost imagine they were snow. North of the city, the salt pools fizz with unlikely color. We'll start by, oh, I don't have the things I need. I have to get some fragments. Shit. Okay. Cool. Well, let's explore the town and gather intelligence at least. Explore the town. Wither is a quiet, chilly town of gray stone and closed courtyards. The people are neither exactly unfriendly nor exactly hospitable. They have the irritating habit of answering a question with a question. Here and there are odd sights tucked away. Ah, yes. This again. An intriguing smell. Who'll try? Who'll buy? A street vendor turns skewers on a grill. The mixed scents are nothing like anything sold in London. I'm going to try. I'll try the shredded jellyfish. It's not to everyone's taste. 58% chance of success. Jellyfish, the food of queens. Traces of its venom still remain, just enough to make your tongue tingle and alter your consciousness a touch. Your pulse accelerates and odd thoughts sparkle in the forefront of your mind. We succeeded, we got 10 fragments, we lost some terror, and we lost some hunger. Okay, so I need 13 more fragments. Maybe I can get them here. I don't know. Is there... Ooh. Okay. I was watching my early videos a little bit ago, and I remembered that there's this that I don't think I've ever done. The House of the Question. Northwest of Withertown, the House of the Question stands alone. Here, the initiates of the house make offerings to the three gods of the deep sea, and perhaps a fourth who is not a god. It's the one place in Wither where you can sometimes get a straight answer, for a price. I'm going to ask about the drowned man. The initiates of the house are reluctant to speak of him, but you may be able to bribe them enough to gain a few tenuous snippets. I'm guessing that this will give me interesting story stuff and maybe fragments. That's a little bit of fragments. Okay. The law and the loss. The drowned man's brothers, and sisters, gave him to the knives and the lacquer. Here we have no lacquer, only snow. Snow comes from the north. Lacquer comes from pain. We have it a little easier. So we got 2 fragments out of that, but it did cost us 100 echoes, which I don't think is worth it. Let's gather some intelligence. The citizens of Wither enjoy questions, so much so that they always answer a question with another question. This can make intelligence gathering frustrating. We have a port report. I don't feel like we need any shore leave. I'm going to, before spending like 600 echoes on 12 fragments. I'm going to go exploring further north up here and I see if I can find that other port. The Voids of Approach, that's what it's called. Maybe sometimes if I cite monsters. Ooh, yes. Okay. Cool, that is definitely enough fragments. I really liked the sound design of the, like, creaky noises that the Lifeberg made. Okay, a riddling contact. Your contact's riddles make little sense to you. Perhaps you can combine them with the lore you've already learnt. This will use up fragments. A long struggle. Eventually, you've teased the meaning out of his words. It's like trying to convince a cat to release a ball of wool. He's cat smug, too. At least you have your information. I don't need shore leave. I already looked at the shops. I'll start by going to Codex. And then my fuel's a bit lower than I want it to be for setting out on a long expedition. So I'm going to head down to the Salt Lions. And then probably pick stuff up from them and maybe break from my style and start a second expedition this episode. We'll see. Get that port report. They don't do shops that are useful to me. Okay. I'm kind of hoping that by keeping my lights on the whole time, I can get down to 20 hold spaces by the time I make it to the Salt Lions. I don't know if I will. I don't want to put them into the pot because that will, you know, give me supplies, which is the opposite of my goal of emptying out my whole sum. Oh, I'm not far enough over, am I? Ha! Didn't think about that. In my head, Codex is like, I know Codex is like right next to Wither, but in my head, Codex is the next one out. Okay. A baked breeze rises, the improbable scent of stone out of some distant desert. You are close to the Salt Lions. Salt Lions. And here they are. I will fight this, but I want to, you know what? I'll fight it now. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I know. Alright, investigate that wreckage. Rescue the pirate poet. Oh, I haven't been reading. The legendary clay woman Corsair. She clings tight to the last few scraps of floating debris. Defeated but defiant. Once again, you are the victor. Ah, that gave me 2 things, which means I have stuff I have to get rid of. Ooh, coffee beans. We could run the boilers on this stuff, your second engineer remarks, if we run out of coke. He sees your expression and hastens to add, We couldn't. Please don't put the coffee in the firebox, Captain. It'd be a shocking waste. Which means now I sort of need to get rid of one more thing before I get into the salt lions, but I think I will lose that fuel. Yep, there we go. The salt lions. There is a vast sorrow in their empty eyes. We'll start with Carrie Sphinxstone to let's see, let me read this whole thing again. I'm out of practice for recording this. 2 basalt beasts, cathedral-sized. They frown eternally at each other across the black waves. The north one carries an encampment. Creeping human figures eat away at its features like rot. Picking. There's a supply dock below. So first I'll grab Carrie Sphinxstone to London. The Unmakers are here to reduce the salt lines to rubble, 1 block at a time. Help them in their work by carrying the rubble back to London. You'll need a deposit and 20 units of spare cargo space. I can definitely do both of those. If the stones weep, the Unmaker advises you ignore them. Unless they flood your hold, of course. Then you should probably drop them overboard. Don't tell anyone I said that. Next, let's compile a port report. Time, basalt, disillusion. Notes for the Admiralty. Record the activities of the Unmakers, such as they are. Rite of stone and silence. And visit the Unmakers. Muscular pick-wielders rest on camp stools, watching you approach, passing hip flasks around. An unctuous overseer beckons you to sit. We get funding from the bazaar, it's true, but Station 5? I wouldn't call it Station 5. 4? It's a little grandiose. The stones are stuffed with secrets, but most of them are used as a garden statuary or occult ballast. Most of them. Some go down to the places under the bazaar. More tea cakes? I still don't know how to read Roman numerals. And with that, I am going to head back to London. Maybe just make this a little bit of a shorter episode than normal. Because it's like farther than I want to spend fuel on to head back anywhere. Or head out any farther, rather. I don't need my lights that badly, in terms of terror, and I don't have a huge amount of fuel. I'm gonna stop by... Wait, I can stop by the other one to drop off, stuff. No landlubber would notice the change, but you feel the air prickle on your skin. Somewhere new. I didn't say that very clearly earlier. I'm thinking about dropping off some recent news with the light ships, and I forgot that there's a light ship in front of London that I can do that with. Let's fight this guy first. Loot and scuttle her. 2 supplies, 1 fuel, and more fuel. What do I want to drop? I will drop... I have to drop 2 things. I'll drop a supplies and a fuel. A row of watchful Z-bats hang from a cable. Their heads swivel in unison as you cross the deck. Home waters. Sailors dawdle at the rail, watching for the lights of London. And we are visiting a lightship, far from home. So very far from home. Right off the port. And we will speak to the crew. They long for news of home. Which loses us some terror, gains us some Z stories. I always forget to do this with my recent news before I get back into London port. It's a good way to get Z stories. And look at this. I don't even have to be careful crossing over the abyss. The end of last episode was rough. This is much more pleasant. Also, after that sailor got stolen from me at the end of, or in the middle of the last episode, I'm not, like, completely convinced that it was crossing over the abyss that killed me. It might have just been bad timing. I'm not sure. I'm still going to be cautious with them, though. They seem very freaky. Okay, returning to London. The lights of London welcome you home. This storylet only appears when you've been at sea for a little while. Collect messages from the harbor master, all the clatter and song of the dockside. It soothes the soul. Are there messages for you? All of the typical messages. Let's start by dropping off this Sphinx Stone. Deliver Sphinx Stone. Special constables, black uniforms, distinctive caps, the badge of the Ministry of Public Decency. Wait with a cart. Sign, sign, sign. Here's a receipt. Here's a discretion contract. Here's a penalty contract. Your vision is blurred by the end of it all. The cart rumbles off into the coiling fog. Here's your reward. So we got some echoes. We lost some terror over that. That's kind of cool. And then let's pass on the strategic information. I believe last time I did not have the cargo space. Yeah, I didn't have the cargo space to turn in all of my port reports at the end of the last episode. So I'm gonna do all of that really quickly. See if I don't think I will be able to get enough money to buy a new ship. I think I need 5,000, but let's hope. Okay. Ask if there's anything in particular they need. The Admiral will see you now. Well, if I can be assured of your discretion. The Avid Horizon. Okay. Speak to our agent there and return. We'll see that you're rewarded. Retrieve strategic information from the Avid Horizon, somewhere northeast of London. Let me cross out Wither and write down Avid Horizon. Oh, and I can cross out all the tomb-colonists too. Okay. Cool. How much does the next nicer ship cost? It does cost 6,000 echoes. Okay. That's too bad. What else can I do? I don't need to get this ship repaired. It's only taken 9 damage. Let's see if I have any officers here. Nope. Can't help you. read the papers. Let's also, I know that I have no restful nights now, so I'm gonna do this. The light, it is pretty. I think that, okay, we're like 30 minutes. I don't think there is a point in me, doing anything else here, like starting a new thing in this episode. So, with that, I'm gonna say thank you for watching this, the 14th episode of Salt Plays Sunless Sea. I will talk to you later.